Many people spend their entire lives waiting to hear three simple words: I love you. But what if the most powerful proof of love is something a person does before those words ever leave their mouth? Because the truth is, the heart often confesses long before the lips do. In this message, you will discover the silent behaviors that reveal when a man is emotionally connected to you, because real love is not only spoken, it is shown through patterns, choices, and unconscious actions. Stay with me until the end, because one of the strongest signs of love is something most people overlook. It is not about expensive gifts, dramatic gestures, or perfect words. It is hidden in the way someone treats your presence, your emotions, and your existence in their life. And when you understand this, you will stop searching for love only in conversations and start recognizing it in the language of human behavior. If this message connects with your experience, take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments. Sometimes your story can help someone else recognize the difference between temporary attention and genuine emotional connection. Love has a language that exists beyond words. A person can carefully choose what they say, hide their emotions, or even convince themselves that they do not feel something deeply, but the unconscious mind often reveals what the conscious mind tries to control. When a man truly begins to develop strong feelings for someone, those feelings often appear through small, unplanned behaviors. He may not even realize that he is expressing love because genuine emotions naturally influence the way he moves, reacts, and connects. The unconscious mind speaks through actions. It appears in the way he remembers small details you shared, the way he notices changes in your mood, or the way he instinctively wants to make your life a little easier. These moments are not always dramatic. In fact, the most meaningful signs of affection are often quiet because they come from a place of genuine care rather than the desire to impress. When someone is emotionally attached, their attention begins to shift. They become more aware of your presence, your feelings, and your experiences. They start including you in their thoughts and decisions without forcing it. This is because love creates an inner connection where another person becomes psychologically significant. The deepest emotions are often revealed through consistency. Anyone can say beautiful words for a moment, but unconscious patterns are much harder to fake. The way someone shows up, the effort they make, and the care they demonstrate during ordinary moments reveal the true depth of their feelings. Love is not only found in grand declarations. It exists in the silent choices a person makes every day. When someone's heart is genuinely connected to you, their behavior begins to reflect that connection before they ever find the courage to speak it aloud. The soul often reveals what the voice is still afraid to say. The eyes have always been considered one of the most powerful forms of human expression because they reveal emotions that words often try to hide. A person can control their speech, create the perfect response, or pretend to feel indifferent, but the unconscious signals expressed through the eyes are much more difficult to disguise. When a man develops genuine feelings for someone, his eyes often become a quiet reflection of the emotional connection forming within him. A man who is deeply drawn to you may look at you with a sense of curiosity and admiration. It is not simply about physical attraction, it is about the way he observes you as a person. He notices your expressions, your reactions, and the small details that others may overlook. His attention naturally moves toward understanding you because his mind has begun to see you as someone meaningful. Sometimes love is revealed in the moments when he thinks you are not watching. A brief glance, a soft expression, or the way his attention remains with you in a crowded room can communicate emotions that have not yet been spoken. These moments happen because feelings often exist beneath conscious awareness. The heart reacts before the mind has created an explanation. Eye contact can also create a feeling of emotional safety. When someone feels connected to another person, they often seek moments of silent communication. A simple look can express reassurance, comfort, and a desire to be close. It becomes a private language shared between two people who understand each other beyond words. However, the deepest meaning is not found in one single glance, but in the pattern behind it. Genuine affection appears through consistent warmth, respect, and emotional presence. A person's eyes may reveal interest, but their actions reveal the depth of that feeling. When a man is truly falling in love, his eyes often stop searching for something temporary and begin recognizing something valuable. They reveal a quiet message. I see you, I understand you, and your presence matters to me. Sometimes the strongest declarations of love are spoken without making a sound. A man who truly loves you does not only seek your attention, he seeks to become a source of peace in your life. Deep emotional connection is not built only on attraction or excitement. It is built on the feeling that you can be yourself without fear of judgment, rejection, or emotional uncertainty. One of the strongest silent signs of love is the way a man creates emotional safety around the person he cares about. When someone is genuinely invested in you, they begin to understand that love is not about controlling another person or demanding constant reassurance. It is about creating an environment where both people feel valued and respected. A man in love often becomes more patient with your emotions, more understanding of your struggles, and more willing to listen instead of simply waiting for his turn to speak. Emotional safety appears in the small moments. It is the way he notices when something feels different, the way he offers support when you are overwhelmed, and the way he tries to understand your perspective even when he sees things differently. His goal is not always to fix every problem, but to make sure you do not feel alone while facing them. A person's deepest feelings are often revealed by how they treat your vulnerability. When you show your fears, insecurities, or hidden parts of yourself, a loving man does not use those moments as weaknesses. Instead, he handles them with care because he understands that trust is a gift. True love allows two people to grow without fear. It does not create a cage, it creates a safe space where both individuals can become more authentic. When a man loves you deeply, he wants you to feel secure not because you depend on him, but because you know his presence brings comfort, respect, and stability. The silent message behind this kind of love is simple. You do not have to pretend around me. You can be completely yourself, and I will still choose to stand beside you. That is the quiet power of emotional safety. Love is often misunderstood because many people focus on what is said rather than what is consistently demonstrated. Words can create a beautiful impression, but actions reveal the deeper reality of a person's feelings. A man can say all the right things, make promises, and express affection, but the true nature of his emotions is revealed through the choices he makes when there is nothing to gain and no one to impress. When a man is genuinely in love, his actions begin to reflect the importance you hold in his inner world. He does not only appear during moments of happiness or convenience, he shows up when life becomes complicated. His care becomes visible through consistency, reliability, and the effort he makes to maintain the connection between you. The unconscious mind expresses love through repeated behaviors. It can be seen in the way he remembers the details you thought were insignificant, the way he considers your feelings before making decisions, or the way he tries to understand what matters to you. These actions may seem small, but they reveal that you have become a meaningful part of his thoughts. A person's true intentions are often revealed during ordinary moments. Grand gestures can be performed by anyone, but genuine care appears in everyday choices. It is found in checking on you, keeping his promises, respecting your boundaries, and making an effort even when there is no reward or recognition. Love is not proven by intensity alone, it is proven by stability. Someone may create a powerful emotional experience for a short time, but a person who truly cares creates trust through repeated actions. Real affection does not need constant explanation because it becomes visible through behavior. When a man loves you deeply, his actions often speak a language his words cannot fully express. He shows through his presence that you matter. He demonstrates through his effort that the relationship has value. And he proves through consistency that his feelings are not just passing emotions, but a genuine connection that continues to grow over time. When a man is truly connected to you, his interest goes beyond the surface of who you are. He does not only notice your appearance, your achievements, or the way you make him feel. He becomes curious about the deeper parts of your existence, the thoughts you rarely share, the dreams you carry quietly, the experiences that shaped you, and the emotions you sometimes hide from the world. Genuine love creates a desire to understand. It is not simply about spending time together, it is about discovering the person behind the personality. A man who cares deeply will want to know what makes you happy, what challenges you, what inspires you, and what fears you have carried silently. His curiosity comes from emotional investment because your inner world begins to matter to him. This kind of curiosity is different from simple interest. Temporary attraction often focuses on what someone can provide or how they make another person feel in the moment. Emotional connection focuses on understanding and acceptance. It creates a desire to see the complete person, including the imperfect parts, because love is not built on an ideal image, but on a deeper recognition of reality. You can often see this through the questions he asks and the attention he gives to your answers. He remembers stories from your past, notices patterns in your emotions, and understands the meaning behind things you say. He does not just listen to respond, he listens to connect. A man who loves you wants to understand your silence as much as your words. He recognizes that sometimes emotions are expressed through behavior, expressions, and moments when nothing is spoken. His attention becomes a form of respect because he is telling you, without saying it directly, that your thoughts and feelings have value. The deepest form of love is not possession, it is understanding. When someone truly loves you, they do not want only a place in your life. They want to understand the person who lives inside your heart. And when a man seeks to know your inner world, it is often because he has already begun making space for you in his own. Love changes the way a person experiences time, attention, and priorities. When someone becomes emotionally important to us, we naturally begin making space for them in our lives. This does not mean abandoning responsibilities or losing individuality. It means that the connection becomes valuable enough to receive care and attention. A man who is truly in love often reveals his feelings through the way he chooses to include you, even when life becomes demanding. Time is one of the clearest reflections of what a person values. Everyone has responsibilities, challenges, and limited energy, but people usually find moments for what holds meaning in their hearts. A man who cares deeply will look for opportunities to connect, communicate, and share experiences with you. His effort may not always be dramatic, but it will be consistent. The unconscious mind often reveals priorities through small choices. It appears when he remembers to check on you during a difficult day, when he adjusts his plans to support you, or when he creates moments of connection despite a busy schedule. These actions show that you are not simply an option in his life, you have become someone he considers important. However, genuine love is not measured by constant availability or the amount of time spent together. Healthy connection allows both people to have their own lives, goals, and personal growth. The important sign is not that he gives up everything for you, but that he intentionally makes room for you while continuing to honor his own path. When a man is emotionally attached, his attention naturally moves toward understanding and nurturing the relationship. He wants to know how you are, what you are experiencing, and how he can be present in a meaningful way. His interest becomes a quiet expression of affection. Love is revealed not only in the moments when someone has endless time, but in the moments when they choose to make time. Because where attention goes, emotional energy follows. And when a person repeatedly chooses to invest that energy in you, it often reveals the place you hold within their heart. True love is not about creating dependence, it is about encouraging growth. A deep emotional connection does not make someone smaller, weaker, or afraid to stand on their own. Instead, genuine love inspires two people to become more fully themselves. When a man truly cares about you, he does not only want your presence in his life, he wants to see you become the strongest and most authentic version of yourself. A healthy relationship is built on respect for individuality. A man who loves you understands that you are a complete person with your own dreams, opinions, passions, and journey. He does not feel threatened by your independence because your growth does not take away from the connection you share. Instead, he feels proud to witness your progress and happiness. The unconscious expression of love often appears in the way someone supports your potential. It can be seen when he encourages your goals, believes in your abilities during moments of doubt, and reminds you of your strength when you forget it yourself. His love is not focused on keeping you attached through fear. It is focused on helping you rise through confidence. Control often comes from insecurity, but love comes from understanding. A person who truly values you does not need to limit your world to feel important. He creates a relationship where trust can exist because he knows that a genuine bond is not maintained through restrictions but through mutual respect and emotional connection. The deepest form of affection is when someone says through their actions, "I want you to become everything you are meant to become." They do not love an idea of you. They love the real person and support your evolution. When a man encourages your growth, he is showing that his feelings are not based on what you can do for him, but on appreciation for who you are. He wants to walk beside you, not stand above you, because the strongest love does not hold someone back. It creates the freedom for both people to transform, heal, and become more complete together. The deepest expressions of love are often found in moments when nothing is being said. Human connection has a silent language, a form of communication that exists beyond words and explanations. A gentle gesture, a comforting presence, a knowing look, or simply the ability to share silence with someone can reveal a level of emotional connection that words sometimes fail to capture. When a man is truly connected to you, his actions often carry a message beneath the surface. It may appear in the way he instinctively tries to make you feel valued, the way he notices your emotions without needing a detailed explanation, or the way he remains present during moments when there is nothing he can say to change the situation. His presence itself becomes a form of reassurance. This silent language comes from emotional awareness. When two people develop a meaningful bond, they begin to understand each other's patterns, expressions, and unspoken needs. They become sensitive to small changes in mood and behavior because the other person has become significant in their inner world. True connection is not created by constant conversation alone. Sometimes the strongest moments happen in shared silence, when two people feel comfortable simply existing together without needing to perform or prove anything. This sense of ease often reveals a deeper level of trust and acceptance. A man who loves you does not only listen to your words, he pays attention to the emotions behind them. He notices what you may not say directly. He understands that your silence may carry feelings, and he responds with care rather than judgment. The silent language of love is powerful because it cannot easily be manufactured. It comes from genuine emotional investment and a desire to understand another person deeply. When someone truly values you, their behavior begins to communicate what their voice may still struggle to express. Love is not always found in dramatic declarations or unforgettable moments. Sometimes it exists in the quiet details, the patience, the understanding, the comfort, and the feeling that someone truly sees you. Because the heart often speaks through actions long before words ever arrive. Love is not always revealed through grand promises, perfect words, or dramatic expressions. Sometimes the deepest feelings are hidden in the quietest moments, in the way someone looks at you, the way they make you feel safe, the way they remember the smallest details, and the way they continue choosing you through their actions. A man who truly loves you may not always have the perfect words to explain what he feels, but his behavior often tells a story. His attention, his consistency, his desire to understand your inner world, and his willingness to support your growth reveal the emotional connection developing within him. Love becomes visible when someone's presence brings peace instead of confusion, security instead of uncertainty, and encouragement instead of limitation. The most powerful connections are not built on the fear of losing someone or the need to possess them. They are built on respect, understanding, trust, and the freedom to be completely authentic. When someone genuinely cares, they do not try to change who you are. They appreciate who you are while inspiring you to become even more. Remember, the heart often communicates through actions before the mind finds the courage to speak. Pay attention not only to what someone says, but to the patterns they create, the energy they bring, and the way they treat your existence in their life. Because true love is not just a sentence someone says, it is a feeling someone creates. It is the silent promise hidden in everyday choices, the unspoken reassurance found in their presence, and the deep connection that says, without a single word, "You matter to me." When love is real, you do not have to chase every sign. You simply recognize the peace, effort, and authenticity that have been there all along.